Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Govs on the Go Faculty Spotlight, a podcast featuring faculty in the College of Arts and Letters here at Austin Peay State University. My name is Dr. Buzz Hoon, Dean of the College, and I'm the host of the podcast. Today, I'm talking with Dr. Allie Johnston, Assistant Professor in the Department of Languages and Literature, and she's also the Writing Center Director. Dr. Johnston, thank you for joining us on the podcast. Glad to have you as a guest.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Well, let's get a little bit of details. You haven't been here long. How did you come to Austin Peay? How long have you been here?
Yeah, so I started in August of 2021. So this is my second year. Yes, and I've really just loved this campus and the community. So I grew up in Tennessee, actually about 2.5 hours away. And as I kind of walked through my academic journey of graduate school, finished my dissertation during COVID and started applying for jobs. And on my ideal checklist was ideally in Tennessee, ideally Writing Center Director, and ideally a teaching-focused institution. So when I saw this job ad, it was just ideal.
Well, congratulations to you working through that period of time too. I tell you, that would have been very challenging, and I certainly congratulate you on that. But let's talk a little bit about some of the classes that you teach here in English, and then we're going to talk about the Writing Center. But let's talk a little bit about the classes that you teach and what you like about that.
Yeah, so I teach a 2-2 load because of my Writing Center Director position. So I usually teach in English 1010 or 1020, which is freshman level. And I really love those courses because we see freshmen from all different majors, all backgrounds. And my goal is to really show them the impact writing has on their lives and to really remind them they already are writers, but we can harness some of that in a new way to help them in their future careers, not only academically and in the workforce, but also as people and in their lives as citizens. So then in addition to that, this semester I'm teaching English 3200, which is expository writing for upper level English majors. So that has been really fun just to see the passion these English majors bring and continue to help them reframe their writing. And next semester I'll teach my first ever graduate course in our program. So that will be on composition and rhetoric pedagogy.
Wow, and I tell you, I've been so impressed by the students in the English program, both undergraduate and graduate. And you know, I think sometimes people assume that they have been given the gift of writing, you know, of composing, of poetry, whatever it is, that somehow they've been given a gift from above, but not realizing that it is something that they've probably worked on and something that you probably have also experienced over your period of time.
Yeah, definitely. That's my goal, is to show students they write in their everyday lives. And I think writing can be such a personally emotional aspect because many of my students come to us having been told by previous teachers, maybe in 4th grade, oh, you're a bad writer. And they carry that. And so my goal is to really break through that constraint and allow them to start seeing their own strengths as writers.
And gain confidence, I'm sure. Because, you know, we all need a shot or a boost as we're going through our own journeys to have somebody say, you know, give you a little support, a little. And you and I were talking a little bit before this, and you mentioned that you personally had something happen to you that also has helped you in, I'm sure, in how you help students.
Yes. So I discovered the Writing Center as a student myself.
Oh, nice.
I grew up, like I said, in Tennessee, went to a rural public high school and made really strong grades on my papers. And then I transitioned to a private university at a whole different context, you know, collegiate level writing, and made a C. And I thought, I am not an English major. What am I doing here? How am I going to learn? and I discovered the Writing Center. And it was through that experience, first of all, I said, well, I want to be a part of this for my career. And secondly, it made me have that own belief in myself that, okay, maybe I struggled learning this new context, but I still have strengths I can play off of, and I can still seek out resources to help me. And so that's why I'm so passionate about this work, because I want students to recognize they're not alone and that writing can be very isolating, but we as a Writing Center and me as a professor, we're here to help.
So tell everybody where the Writing Center is and
Yes.
how they, if a student is watching this, how they can find out and get help on whatever they need to for their courses.
Yeah, so we're a free service, which is huge. We are located in the back of Woodward Library. So I tell students, if you know where the Starbucks is, you can find us.
That's right.
Because we're right behind it. And we have 3 different types of appointments. So we want to work with your schedule: in person, video-based, and then D2L submissions. So you can just receive written feedback. And I explained the tutoring process just like a math tutor. You wouldn't expect that tutor to give you the answer. So we are not proofreading your entire paper for you, but we're helping guide you in finding those answers. And our philosophy is to really help improve the writer, not simply the writing. So we want to make sure it's that learning experience. And we have tutors from a variety of majors. So I would say a common misconception students think is, well, I'm not an English major.
Right.
I can't go there, or I'm in a science class. That's incorrect. We can help with all different genres and styles. And also, if you as a prospective student or student are interested in writing, we're always hiring as well. So it's a great on-campus job for you to get some professionalization.
Yeah, I want to talk about what you think are some good qualities for tutors, but I want to talk a little bit to go back, and because I think a lot of times people think that you only seek out the help when you're a freshman.
Yeah.
To get through that first year class, but you could get help with your writing throughout your entire career, because there will be times that you may need to have feedback and another set of eyes to look over what you've composed in all your different disciplines, because it does change even when you get to graduate school.
Yes, we just hosted a workshop on application materials, so for graduate school or jobs. And we really try to make sure we're checking in with students where they are and where their need is. So definitely I would say we're here for all students. And accountability also. So even strong writers, another misconception is maybe, only bad or struggling writers go there. That is not the case. First of all, an extra set of eyes is always a help. But also, I show students on our scheduling software, you can book recurring appointments with the same tutor week by week. So what I recommend to my students is look at your syllabus, the due dates, and go through your major papers and go ahead and book appointments with a tutor. So that's going to hold you accountable. I've got to have a draft. I've got to have an outline. So that's another way we can be useful.
Well, I try to tell students, I've always done this practice that at every level as a teacher, and especially even as an administrator, I write, I edit, and then I have people review it and give me feedback, because I think at any time, it's always a process. It's never, I've never reached a level where I think I now know how to write professionally, and I don't need to have anybody else help me.
Yes, it is always a learning experience.
So I could be over there at the Writing Center and get some help from
Yes.
So let's talk about, because I've met some of your tutors and they are so wonderful. And I think, first of all, they must have a heart for wanting to help other people, because you will have people at different levels of frustration, probably, and different levels of confidence when they come in. So what does it take to be do you think, be a good tutor?
Yeah. So I don't put too much emphasis on the strong writer component. Like, yes, I would like you to have good grades in your writing courses or your professor to have recommended you. But as you were saying, beyond that, I care more about you emotionally as a person. How do you connect and welcome students? That is our biggest goal. Is I want any student that walks in our doors to feel welcomed and supported and not judged in their writing, because it's a very vulnerable act to share your writing. So I look for student tutors who are empathetic, who are also willing to share when they don't know an answer. So we do not have everything memorized. But if you can even show to that student writer, look, I struggle with this too, but look what I've learned of where to go. So we have a lot of resources on our website. We use Purdue OWL. And just that attitude of being open allows the student writers to really take away more, I think, than if the tutor just gave them the answer.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm sure besides the responsibilities you have teaching and also as the Writing Center, let's talk a little bit about what kind of writing you like to do,
Yes.
whether it's for fun or what you feel like that's, a part of your development as a writer. What kind of writing do you like to do?
So I like to do kind of more personal, reflective writing.
Okay.
I have a journal, so I try to kind of check in with myself. And then also I took a lot of poetry classes as an undergrad. So I wouldn't label myself a creative writer, but it's something that I try to keep fresh, to not only be in the academic writing genre, but a little bit of creativity.
Oh, but that's great. I think that, we sometimes we do what we have to do, and sometimes we do what we want to do. And I think it's interesting that you've chosen some different areas that, as you said, that allow you to express what is within your own spirit, and that's pretty neat. And so, again, I certainly encourage our students at any time to come over. And again, could you just kind of briefly review what your hours are and how people can get help?
So we're open currently Monday to Thursday, 9 to 5, Fridays 9 to 3. And you can go to our website, which is apsu.edu/writing center. We also have an Instagram account. And there you can see our upcoming events. You can see resources. So let's say it's a Saturday night and you're trying to figure out how to do MLA citations. You can pull up our website and see those resources immediately. And then hopefully you'll come see us in person or through video, as well as the D2L submission box. So we always want to meet students where they are and make sure they know we're available.
Well, thanks again for being on the podcast, Dr. Johnston. It's been great talking with you about your teaching and also the Writing Center.
Thank you so much for having me.
And thanks to all of our viewers and listeners out there for joining us. We will continue to profile some of the outstanding professors we have in the College of Arts and Letters here at Austin Peay State University. So until next time, stay safe, take care, and God bless.